Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. My name is Ronnie,
And I'm Simone.
and we are a couple living in Sydney with two kids at the age of 4 and 5 at the current stage.
Yes, they are.
And in today's video, we're going to talk about, I don't know.
Should we pay off mortgage or should we use the money to invest? But in our channel, normally we talk about
Personal finance, couple finance,
Yep.
Financial freedom, getting out of the rat race, and
retire early,
have multiple stream of income, and everything in between.
Yes.
So we're having, I guess, a debate a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So the concept of it is, should we pay off mortgage or put money in investment? So
not really paying off mortgage, but just paying a big lump sum of it.
a big lump sum,
into it.
correct. So at the
Yeah.
current stage, we have we've got about 100,000 to play with,
Yep.
and we've got one of our investment property was, what was it, 150?
$150,000 in
Yep,
mortgage.
in mortgage. So we purchased them at 300,
Yeah.
somewhere around there, 350, somewhere around
Yeah.
there. But at the time that this is being recorded, that particular property only have $150,000 left to go. So a few days ago, we actually
Not only a
backtracked.
few days ago, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
We argue all the time about money.
We have a discussion.
Kids say, why are you guys arguing? Because we raise our voice to our point.
Yeah. Money is sort of like the only vehicle that we know of that make the world goes round. So for us to find out the best way to grow our money in a sense, based on the capital that we have. So backtrack of it, how did we actually acquire that $100,000 was by selling one of our investment
Yeah.
property. We bought it, you bought it a long time ago.
Long time.
And in the beginning of 2020, we decided to sell. Because
Yeah.
of that, we acquire a big lump sum of
Yeah.
cash, let's
Yeah.
say. After doing our tax return, it turned out to be, because the way we structure things, we are able to keep that whole entire amount. And then from there, we've been parking our money somewhere with earning roughly about how much is that?
1.5% a year.
Correct. And because
So-
we haven't decided what to
Yeah.
do with that money. And then come now in November 2020,
Yeah, November.
so nearly the end of the year, we narrowed down what we need to do.
Yeah.
So it
Because we were waiting for tax return only because we worried that we have to pay a lot of capital gain tax or any other fees that we have to pay. But yeah, thank God we saw it at that time and the structure thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, talk to your accountant if you're interested, not us. To
So,
know your personal finance.
And based on our structure, we were able to keep them at the end
Yeah.
of it. And then now the next step would be, instead of just putting it in, I call it lazy money, lazy bank account, because it's only providing less than 2% a year.
Yeah.
And we sort of having I guess a debate, what should we do?
Yeah.
So there is on one side, so there's two part of this. So one side of it, we're going to put it on our investment property with a mortgage of $150,000. Yeah.
So we're paying down 100,000 and leaving $50,000 in there as mortgage.
So that would mean if we were to put this 100,000, we've only got 50,000 over roughly about 25 years to pay
Yep.
$50,000 worth
Yep.
of mortgage.
Yep.
So that's option one. Now in that particular mortgage, our current interest rate is
3.5.
3.5%, and that's one side of the equation solution. Now the other option would be,
Put the money in stock market
Yeah.
investing.
even if it's a micro investment such as Raise, a Spaceship, or
Comsec.
Comsec Pocket, which is what we have so far. We've been talking about it in this channel quite often.
But we did talk about that. We're not, personally, we're not comfortable to put whole lot 100K in investment. If we're going to put it, will be only $60,000 in there.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
Yeah.
And the idea of it, if we were putting in I guess this micro investment, we're generating roughly about 10% return.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
at the current stage, our mortgage, we're paying 4%, let's say.
Yes.
So as a whole, we'd be gaining roughly about 6%
Yes.
average.
That's my point. That's what we were arguing. So
Correct.
for me, I want to use that money, like the extra
big lump
money,
sum.
to put it in investment because you can generate more income in there in long term. Yes, it's riskier, but your point?
My point is, I want to get rid of debt as quickly as possible. I want to dump it on the property, on the mortgage, so that way we can gain a lot more passive income from the rental. With that passive income, then put it on an investment.
Yes,
put it on different vehicle,
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
macro
yeah.
investment, let's say. So that's where my headspace is, because I was looking at it. Yes, it's great that we're earning 6%. If we were to do it
Yeah.
your way,
Yeah.
but the risk involved, we might be able to lose that whole entire cash. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because market goes up and down, it's very volatile. There's no uncertainty. Like any investment, there's no certainty on any investment in a sense.
Yeah.
But all we got to do is just minimize risk.
Yeah.
So the way I look at minimizing risk is, well, if we were to put it on stock market, or macro investment, let's say, and that crash, we lose that $100,000. But at the same time,
Yeah.
we also still owe a mortgage of 150,000.
Yeah.
So, whereas my way, it was dumping it in the mortgage. We've only got $50,000 to go, and if it does the stock market crash, we've only got $50,000 worth of mortgage. So that's how. my
No,
thought
your
process
risk wasn't about the market. Your risk you mentioned was about the investment property, because with the tenant, what if there's no tenant? If
there's
it's
that
dead?
also.
Yeah.
So the second, the way I look at the risky part of this one investment property is because it is on a rental property. It's a rental property.
Yeah.
So a typical tenant usually come in and go within about 12 months. There's bound to be, if you're lucky, the same tenant will be staying in the same property over and over again,
Yeah.
maybe 10 years plus. But the other occasion, there's bound to be a gap where you have a vacancy.
Vacancy. Yeah.
When you have a vacancy,
Renovation or damage.
Yeah, and
that's
then-
what we don't like.
they're bound to be a damage. They're bound to be a gap where you still have to pay the mortgage while it's on renovation or while it's in the market. If you have a good property manager, they're bound to be able to go back to back. But even that alone, there's going to be an admin fee of at least 1 week of the rent goes to the property manager. So
Yeah.
there's going to be an extra expense that is beyond your control. So that was that was my risk. So to minimize that, instead of $150,000 mortgage,
Yep.
I'd rather have a $50,000 mortgage. And if that happened, I'm okay with that because it's very small amount of repayment. You know what I mean? And that's the way I look at it. And
Yep.
for your argument?
Well, not really argument. I'm just looking
I'm just
for
saying,
number.
like, yeah,
you know,
you're
it's
looking
just looking for number. You can make up 6% from it using someone else's money.
leveraging, but
Yeah.
leveraging is equivalent to actual risk involved.
Yeah.
In a sense. So
But anyway, after that, I'm just telling you, we do a number. How about we do compound interest calculation?
which we did.
Yes, to finish this argument.
So we'll try to put the calculation somewhere around here.
Do you think
So
you can do it?
I don't know. I'll see, but I'll try my best to put it in here.
Yep.
To
So yeah,
how the numbers works.
we did two calculations. One is the scenario one. We put the whole lot in the mortgage, 100K
Yep.
in the mortgage, and we're planning to put weekly investment for 1,000 a week.
Into the
Micro
the micro
investment.
Let's say you're
Yeah.
micro and I'm the property.
I don't get it.
Like you're the micro investment side and I'm the
Okay.
property side.
Anyway, put 1,000 a week in there, but we're starting out because our initial current our investment in micro investment is $40,000 in whole lot.
Yep.
So from $40,000 investment, initial investment, and then put 1,000 is our current target.
Per week.
But once we pay that 100,000 off the mortgage, 100 gone, and then we'll have extra $200 a week
per week.
because
So-
it's free up the mortgage money. So that $200 will we invest in micro investment. So that will all add up to $1,200 a week. And we did a 10 years term.
Projection.
Yeah, 10 years projection and 10% return a year, hypothetically. So we'll have 1 something million, 1.1.
Okay. So I'll give you also a scenario at the current stage with our this investment property. We bought it at about 300. Now at the moment it's 150. Now the rental income is roughly about $300 per week.
But 350.
But after management, after the fees, after all the rubbish, we calculated roughly about $300 per week. And then there is so that would mean about $150 of that goes towards the mortgage, and the other $150 is lazy money. Like that's our money, our profit, let's say. However, by putting $100,000 into that particular mortgage, our income, the mortgage repayment goes down to roughly about $100 per week, and the rental income is still the same at about $300. But after after all the expenses, you're looking at about $200 passive income forever, in a sense. Until the mortgage is paid off, that is.
In 25 years, but we're paying P&I anyway, and we're thinking to pay it off
as quickly as possible.
Yeah. So. Anyway, so the magic number after 10 years, if we do this strategy, will be 1.173 million.
Yeah, will be
1.17
in about 10 years' time. So that's our projection. So this is the screenshot. I'm hoping that I can put it in here.
And scenario 2, we put 60,000 extra money in our current micro investment. So all add up to $100,000 initial deposit, and weekly deposit for 1,000 as our normal projection.
Yep.
For 10 years, same thing, 10% return. And the magic number after 10 years is 1.158. I was surprised that the first scenario's number is higher, so I agree with him. Wasn't happy, but I have to.
So apparently doing it my way is actually going to produce us a lot more money.
Yeah, slightly more.
Slightly
more in 10 years, but I think when I do a 20-year one, my one get higher. I think so, but we're not looking in that long, because you don't know what happened in 10 years.
Correct, and you don't know. This is based on a 10% return. Now, some days it's bound to be going to be lower in a year, and some days might be a little bit higher. We're just being conservative, just 10%. Yeah. And this is based on our numbers, based on our experience. So again, the chart will be in here somewhere.
So we going to put 100K in a mortgage. That's our verdict, like our result.
The result of this is, I mean, if you're in the same shoes, should you put it on, in let's say share or micro investment that can produce you 10% or higher, or should you pay off your mortgage based on 4%, 3.5%?
Yeah.
Is the
now it's even
rate.
lower if is your PPR is
Correct.
only 2%. But the thing is, the benefit of paying it in mortgage is the mental health, the stress level. Because I did a search about a lot of people in Australia, actually, they are very stressful about the financial burden of having a mortgage.
Yeah.
And it actually ruining your mental health, your life, your marriage,
lifestyle.
And because we're having this kind of argument of where should we put the money, and then we have to come to an agreement because for the sake of the marriage.
What? Not the fact that we're going to make more money.
No, but money is one of the major reasons why people divorce.
Yeah, so based on the articles that we've been seeing in a lot of news, I guess, in a lot of media, apparently that is the money is the one crucial thing.
Yeah, because money is just when you have financial burden, it's just so stressful.
Yeah.
You're not and you're not happy no matter what. It's not happy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need a lot. We're not saying you have to be really wealthy and just not stressful. That's it.
Correct. So, and based on this, in our projection, that $50,000 mortgage it can be demolished less than 25 years, and I'm sure car payments is probably about the similar thing. Like if you
50,000.
It's equivalent to a car payment, but we
yeah.
look at it. You know what? Once we hit this, mortgage down, so that's I'm only gonna once we dump the $100,000, I'm only going to have $50,000, and that's equivalent to a brand new car.
In 25 years' time,
And
we
I have to
pay
pay
off.
in 25
Yeah,
years.
and with a lower interest rate compared to car loan.
So, and that's how I look at it. And now, and on top of that, this particular vehicle, not the car, I'm talking about the property, is generating as an income of about $200 minimum per week. Whereas if I buy a car, I have to make a payment to it.
Yes.
If it's on finance. If it's not, it will depreciate in value, and it's not providing me an income.
Correct.
So yeah, I hope this is kind of useful information from you guys. And yeah, this is our steps. It might be a bit different for any of you guys out there.
Yep.
But, this is how we do things in order for us to be having multiple stream of income.
Thank you, our marriage.
Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.
See ya.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.